close. I can't zoom out. Can I zoom? Yeah, I can zoom in. I can't zoom out. That's stupid. Get it together. Instagram, Facebook. If I raise it up some.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Conrad? Hit me up, Conrad. Let me know how you doing, brother. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to Wayne LeVar. Way feel better, brother. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to another episode of CMCT. I am your host, Troy Skinner. Next to me is my co-host, the man with the plan, the only man that could stand against anything and everything.
Oh, am I late?
Take all the time you want, brother.
Antonio Dean.
Just don't be corny.
Yeah, I'm doing my best, man. It's hard not being corny.
It's hard not being...
Or it's hard being corny. I don't know.
It's hard being corny.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Welcome, everybody, to our Thursday night show. If you joined us on Tuesday, we had a really good show Tuesday. The show, it was weird because afterwards I realized, I mean, man, that went by very smooth and quickly.
It was fast.
It's a very good show.
We ran out of time.
Yeah, we did. We always run out of time.
When it gets good.
Yeah, when it's
supposed to.
Right where it's supposed to be and doing what it's supposed to be doing. So we're very fortunate that you guys are out there watching us tonight. We appreciate anybody and everybody that tunes in every Tuesday and Thursday night. Big shout out to our day ones, Lady Muse, and to, she's in? Lady Muse, hey Lay. And to Joan Moten, and big shout out to Claudia. And big shout to everybody that watches Beat Camp, Brandon Heitkamp, my boy. We, tonight, we'll be talking about something very interesting, which is are men corny? Are black men corny? And that falls within what we're talking about with pop culture tonight, because it is a pop culture night. So there's some things going on in the news that kind of made us decide to go with that name. And so you caught us on a good night tonight because we'll be talking about some interesting stuff that's in the news. Right now we want to talk about our safe that we are giving away, the EL310. We are raffling off a safe. And if you haven't already gotten some tickets, you need to get you some raffle tickets from us.
Time is dwindling down.
It's dwindling down, definitely. But anyway, here's our safe. It is the EL310. It's a 2-hour fire-resistant home and document safe. With 2-hour and fire resistance, what that means is that the internal temperature will reach up to 350 degrees if the safe is in a fire for 2 hours at 1,875 degree max external temperature. So it has easy programming, 4 AA batteries external, and it will retain your code if batteries die or are changed out.
Or if the safe melts from 1,000 and some degrees.
Yeah, I mean, that's some serious fire. That's some weed fire right there if that happens.
You got to put your oven inside your oven. Or put the safe inside the oven inside another oven.
Yeah.
On 500.
Yeah. Okay, so how this is going down is what you would want to do is go to our link tree, and on the link tree page, you will see something that says tip here for raffle tickets. You tip there, click on that, and for the different amounts that we have, you can get different amounts of tickets. We are raffling off a brand new $750 Stillwater safe. Please leave your contact information in a comment when you pay. The ticket options are $5 for 1 ticket, $10 for 3 tickets, $20 for 7 tickets, $50 for 20 tickets, and $100 for 50 tickets. So grab you some tickets. We'll be giving this thing away in the next 2 weeks. So you want to make sure that you are in the running for this awesome safe. Okay? Also, if you are interested in contributing and supporting our live stream, we'd be very grateful to have you. In any amount that you would give, it will help for sure. With our electricity, with our rent, and everything else.
Ginger ale, all of that.
Yes, with everything else. So if you find it in your heart to, our ginger ale, yeah, no doubt. If you find it in your heart to donate to us, we greatly appreciate it. especially for those who, oh man, what's going on? This thing was supposed to have been blocking numbers. I don't know how numbers are getting through. Okay.
Because I'm black.
Yeah, pretty much, right? That's how it works.
Numbers always get through when you're black.
Yeah. Okay.
The smoke. Yep.
Yes. All right. So, if you find it in your heart to donate to us, we greatly appreciate it. What's going on, Michael?
Did you get the
Nice
question?
blend. Huh? Who?
I thought I sent. Yeah, I sent the
You sent me
question.
something.
I should have fucking copied it, and I gotta retype it.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Definitely donate. We are also offering an opportunity for anybody to come on board as an executive producer for our short film that we are currently in the process of completing. And if that's something that you find interesting as well, please DM us and contact us through our email, CMCT show@gmail.com. Again, that's cmctshow@gmail.com. Or you can DM I at Darkon2000 on Instagram, or my show partner, _dosage, DOSAGE, on his Instagram page. And let us know if you're interested in being an executive producer for a nice short film that we have worked on. And we'll be coming out, going into festivals and everything, and eventually doing some bigger things with it. So we're looking for people for that as well. You want to talk about your music?
I do have music.
Okay.
I'm working on 2 projects, actually. Got a great engineer. Gentleman lives in Oregon. I ain't gonna say his name yet, but 2 projects. Shit. The first album that I'm gonna drop is gonna be called First Dan, and if you know anything about martial arts, your first Dan is your first black belt. So that's gonna be basically just a celebration of myself, man. I've been working on music for so long and got so many projects that basically I just archived because, whatever. But now that I'm learning the full business side of music, I'm gonna make sure that I go ahead and drop First Dan as an official and really solid project. So look out for First Dan on Spotify, and that's the Dosage on Spotify and every other streaming platform. And then the follow-up album on that is just gonna be King Chapman.
Nice.
Because if you know me, you know my last name. So look out for that. Other than that, I already got existing music on all of those streaming platforms, so go ahead and look me up and stream some of that old shit, because every penny helps. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. And then Mania Asylum, we just dropped Beautiful Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on every streaming platform. If you hadn't heard it, go ahead and check that out as well. Shout out Remo.
I love the album cover.
It's a nice album cover, very scientific. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the show, Scott. So yeah, guys, so thank you so much for being with us tonight. And for those of you who tuned in on Tuesday, we appreciate it. Also, just remember that you have to go to YouTube right now. Go to YouTube, CMCT_show on YouTube. Add us on YouTube, because starting 1 week after this next week, 2 weeks from now, we will be fully migrated over to YouTube. So make sure you guys add us over on YouTube, so that way you don't miss our shows. And also, if you go over there, just like and subscribe to us and check out some of the other shows that we've spoken about.
The like is the most important metric that YouTube uses to push our things out, to push our videos, all of our content out to the viewers. So please take the moment, and it is a moment, about a second, to just hit the like button.
Yeah, big stuff. So big shout out to you, Alex Hampton. It's funny that you're tuned in with us, because our topic tonight is besides doing the pop culture, is it black men or just men in general?
Just men.
Just men. Are men corny?
Are men corny?
Are men corny? If you have any thoughts or any ideas about that, if you would like to give an in-depth analysis in regards to your thoughts on corniness and what makes someone corny or not, chime in with us. Let us know. Talk with us, because we are going to be going over that tonight in full detail. So why don't we get started? Let's see here. All right. Now, one of the things that's been happening this week that's been really big in the news
Sure.
has been with Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's
right
been catching hell. This one here?
Yep. And you can close that last one.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan has been catching a lot of hell in regards to who he is. Okay?
Who is he?
He's the man right now. He's living his best life, and I'm you know what? I'm happy for the
Sexiest
brother, man.
alive,
Well,
say.
listen, he was given that title.
He was.
People magazine gave him that title. You know what I mean? What's up, Quinn? Gave him that title, and you know, he works really hard to you know to
be
have
sexy.
it. Hey, you know what? You don't even have to flip the page.
Oh, that was for the video, for
Yeah.
when we play video.
Yeah, but it's flipped now. So yeah.
I mean, you can flip it back.
Oh, we flip it back? Okay, yeah. Let's flip it back so they can read that and see it. So,
Can they read?
I hope so.
I hope so. I forgot how I flipped it. Shit.
When it comes to corny, what does that mean? And you know what? Maybe we need to go and give that definition
Sure.
of you know, what is it to
It's one of these. Which one?
yeah, it's transform. Go up. Transform. There you go. Right. Mm-hmm. And vertical, I think, right? Or was it horizontal?
Shit. Well, I guess we'll
we know in a
find
second,
out.
right? There
we
you go.
go.
Good. So, you know what? We need to go and get the Urban Dictionary's definition of corny.
I bet you it's in Webster by now.
You think Webster?
Yeah, you know they usurp all of our language.
I wish we had a way for people to make bets.
We'll
I don't
implement
think
that.
it will be. I don't think it will
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it will be. I think that corny.
Here we go. I don't know.
No, I think
Merriam-Webster,
right.
corny definition. That's $5. Thank you, sir.
I thought it was going to be lots of corn from
Well, we ain't read it yet. Shit, it might be.
Well, that one said it sounds corny, but as soon as I saw her, I knew she was the one. What?
So this is basically straight from Google.
Trite.
Corny. Corny, comparative adjective. Cornier, superlative adjective. Corniest. Trite, banal, or mawkishly sentimental. It sounds corny, but as soon as I saw her, I knew she was the one. 1930s from an earlier sense, rustic, appealing to country folk.
Wow.
Wow. So they said it's not our word. It's our fucking word. Mawkishly old-fashioned, tiresomely simple and sentimental. He told corny jokes, corny greeting cards, of or relating to corn, tasting strongly of malt. What are they trying to say?
See, that's the definition that I would have thought it would have been for Webster.
Which, the last one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
tasting strongly of malt, because a lot of malt was made from corn.
Right.
So it's corny.
It says archaic, though.
Right. And then the thing about it, well, let's go to the urban definition. Because, see, if we took that definition right there, it wouldn't be Michael B. Jordan, as they're saying. In my opinion. Because that person, it almost equates to me, corny almost equates to me by that definition as simple. And here's a brother who has pretty much taken over the film industry and done amazing things. That's not a simple individual.
Not quite.
Right?
I would agree with that.
So I think what's going on is people's perspective of what corny is, especially in the black community with black women. Because
culturally.
Well,
what is corny?
Yeah, right.
We'll definitely dig.
Well,
into that.
I'm definitely gonna point the finger at black women because dudes would
basically.
Yeah, dudes would use the word lame.
Right.
We don't use corny much.
Not anymore.
Women use that. That's corny. He's so corny, girl. You know. But let's see what their definition is, and they always got a couple.
Urban Dictionary. Corny, idiots who try to make themselves look good in public, but really are embarrassing. If you want to be corny, then go ahead and embarrass yourself in public. Corny, trying to be cool, but ultimately very uncool indeed, and often even extremely embarrassing. Saying or doing something so outdated it's stupid or funny, Often done knowingly to be funny or romantic, it can also be done unknowingly as a result of being uninformed. They had a typo. Something presented as fresh or original, but which is actually tried and or lame, or excuse me, tired and or lame, especially when its lameness derives from being obvious or done to death.
Okay. So I mean, it just goes on and on.
Overused and
yeah,
such.
Yeah.
We got a word where I'm from. It's called Boosie. You know about
Boosie?
Boosie?
Boosie.
Boosie Collins.
Yeah.
You know, just the way that nigga dressed. Some people, because it's like it's so eclectic that it's like it's outrageously. It's bug,
too much.
It's whack. You know, so corny or Boosie. I think Michael B. Jordan is a little Boosie, but not for the reason that women would call him that.
Well, women call him corny because he's safe.
Because he's a decent man.
He's a decent man.
He doesn't have much smut on his name.
Right.
You know, seems like his affairs are in order. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, they said the same thing about Russell Wilson,
football player.
Yeah. Who Sierra left. Well, Future left her, and then she went to Russell.
He saved her. You know what I'm saying?
Captain Save-A-Ho.
He saved her.
So, in my opinion, I don't really think he fits that. I mean, I know at one point they were like, okay, I think for Valentine's Day for the girl he was dating, Steve Harvey, Lori Harvey, he had rented out an aquarium.
He was loving on her too much.
Yeah.
That's why he was corny.
Yeah.
But they said that because they know she's a hoe. Right? And primally, men don't necessarily go for women who are promiscuous, not to keep.
But just for a good time.
Because if there's, how many children she got, my provisions are for the people that I'm keeping.
Your seed.
Not for motherfuckers who are just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's why they were calling him corny and whack and, you know what I'm saying, all of that at that point.
Right. When we look at it, in a sense, it's like the new thing that's happened. You want to go to that? Back to the,
That'll work.
Michael B. Jordan is cute, but he doesn't have any edge. He just look, I don't know, responsible. He looked like he know where his birth certificate at. Now, first off, I'm about to blast the hell out of her because her writing in itself was trash. So you don't need to be dating nobody. You need to go and get some better comprehension skills and writing skills first.
Get your diction together, nigga.
Get your diction together. Get your writing together. All right. This is a woman who wrote this in her headline on her Twitter. She tweeted this about Michael B. Jordan.
And we're not going to shout her out because she ain't that important.
At all. But again, one more time, she said, Michael B. Jordan is cute, but doesn't have any edge. Now, I beg to differ. The man is worth multiples millions of dollars. He's moving. He's one of the top black men in Hollywood to be moving stuff right now.
There's some sort of edge to him to put him in that, to get him into that position.
Hell yeah. What do you want him to do? Every time he walks up to you, smack you in your face, tell you get on all fours?
No, he's not smoking weed and all his pictures.
Tatted up.
Drinking. And
tatted up all the way up to the neck and the face.
Treating people, you know, in an uncouth manner.
Right.
Not doing none of that.
Yeah, so
he's corny.
Yeah, so
not disrespectful.
He just but he looked responsible.
Yeah, he wears his clothes fit him. You know,
he takes care of his family because he takes care. He does. He takes care of his mom, his dad, his brother, his family in whole. Everybody's well taken care of.
The man is well to do.
He looked like he know where his birth certificate is at. Now I had mentioned this on somebody else's page on Facebook when they had said that. I was like, why would it be okay to not know where your birth certificate is at? Why would you have to go and say, hey, Mom, where's my birth certificate?
That's cultural black lore. Yeah. You don't know where your social security card is at. You don't know where your birth certificate is.
Your mama, you got to ask your mama.
Got it and shit.
Child, I don't know where it's at.
Now, there is a cultural reason behind that, but that's another show, I suppose. There's a fool on Twitter who followed up on her, who retweeted her and said, and not the copy, he keeps up with the original one. Just to further reinforce the intercultural or intracultural black stereotype or trope that we're irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
It must be cool. She said, because this nigga got the original copy. Corny ass nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What was this? I forget what oh, yeah, that little video with that nigga. I guess we don't have to leave that alone. This is simply like saying a woman is beautiful but not sexy. It doesn't make being beautiful negative. It just states the fact that she may not have sex appeal. Michael is a beautiful looking man, but he also looks like he sits with his back to doors. Saying that he's basically he can't protect you is what she's getting at. He doesn't seem like someone who could have your back in any given situation.
Yeah, especially a dangerous one. You know, because you know a lot of thugs that these women date, they got to watch the doors because they don't want to get slept on. They don't want to sleep on their ops.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to sleep on their ops.
They don't want to sleep on their ops. But here's a man who's worth millions of dollars. He ain't got to worry about that.
He don't have to worry about any of those things.
I'd rather be the dude
sure
who ain't got to worry about
out
that.
Of those circles.
Pretty much.
You know
what I'm saying? Well, look, like I said, for Valentine's Day last year, not this year, he rented out a whole aquarium, shut that bitch down for his girl because she said she liked fish and she likes marine biology and shit like that. So he's like, "Oh, word?" And he went and rented a whole aquarium and shut it down just for her.
I wouldn't have did that, not for her. Because she's...
Would you have done it for the woman that you're into?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. That you make plans with and you know that you're going to build.
But he thought he was going to turn her into a housewife, and she was... I mean, her dating resume, you know what I'm saying?
Right. He should have known from that.
Up until that point was already stacked.
She's Desmond Idris's problem now. You guys know him
momentarily.
Franklin Saint from Snowfall.
Yeah, Snowfall season premiered and already happened. They 2 weeks into the show now at this point, so maybe
it's
not.
Almost over. This is the last season, so he's literally jobless.
Well, I'm saying she'll probably be done because I think that was a publicity thing.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
We'll read these last two. One dude says, I guess the reason black women end up single parents is because they love irresponsible dudes.
Fact.
A lot of women like irresponsible dudes.
Yeah.
Not just black women, but you got to know something, black women. You got to know something, black people.
Mm-hmm.
The world is following what you do. They emulate us.
Yep.
If you don't know what emulate means, well, Merriam-Webster Dictionary on Google.
Mm-hmm. We can't do all the work for you guys.
No, we cannot. But the world emulates you, and it is the highest form of flattery. All right? It says, he's the type you date when you're ready to settle down.
Yeah, and she means that.
She does mean that.
You know?
Oh, passport bros, yeah. Anyway, we done with these?
Yeah, because the thing is we have to go to what's made this big debacle about Michael B. Jordan. Well, obviously, this is the week of the opening of his film Creed 3. Damn, 3. Yeah, Creed 3. And, Michael just got a star on the Walk of Hollywood yesterday. So he's in the news.
That's soon.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No. There's people who've gotten it sooner than him. And they shouldn't have.
I thought they usually get them posthumously. I'm just saying. I ain't saying that he doesn't deserve it or nothing, but I'm saying,
nigga, you gotta die before we give you a star.
I'm saying historically, it seems like they always give it to them after they die.
Who are we giving a star to? They black? Oh no, they're not dead yet. No, they don't get it.
I'm just saying. Michael Jackson was the world's largest entertainer. How fucking long did it take for him to get a star?
Yeah, it took time. But the Jacksons were on the Walk of Fame for a while.
All right.
Yeah, so.
Fuck them white people. Anyway.
So anyway, what kind of sparked the fire was that Michael was on the red carpet of his film, Creed 3. And he was talking with a reporter who happened to be someone he had went to school with in high school. Her name is L'Oreal, and she used to be a recording artist, and she has her own podcast, live podcast show. And she was talking previously with other people on the show about Michael. He was just the subject of discussion at that moment. And they were talking about high school life and how in high school they felt he was corny because he came to school with his headshot and he had the name Michael B. Jordan, but Michael Jordan was hot at that time as, one of the hottest basketball players of all time. So their mind, they were like, well, he's no Michael Jordan in the looks department in a sense. So I was like, yeah, he's got the name, but he's not Michael Jordan. So Michael B. Jordan, when it came time for this person to interview him, he recognized who she was.
Right.
And he got defensive fast. And he kept it, in my opinion, very professional. Now, he called on her bullshit.
I think he kept it nonchalant. I don't know if he kept it professional.
Well, I mean, listen, one of the things that I have a problem with about Hollywood is that people don't say what they mean and they don't say what they feel.
Right.
And I believe that things would change in the world if more people, like I never forget when Robert Downey Jr. was being asked in an interview a question that he had spoken that he didn't want mentioned, which was about his past drug use, and reporters have this issue of bringing that up sometimes. Like, I thought we said we weren't going to talk about this, and then they'll try to push it, hoping that you
try to catch you on the spot.
Yeah,
spur of the moment.
Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. I never forget the look on his face when the guy asked him the question, and then he was like, and then he looked at his publicists and his people, and he just commenced to taking off his microphone and got up and walked on out of there. Right.
You disrespected him.
Right. So I think that's why I appreciate Mike a little bit more in this type of situation, because she needed to have her shit checked. She needed to have her skull pushed back, and he did it. And he did it, you say nonchalant, but to me it was professional because he didn't scream at her, he didn't call out her name. He just gave her the eyebrow slant and the face dark. That's what we call it, the face dark. Like the face got really dark. And he looked at her and he called on her. He's like, you called me, I was the corny kid, right? That's what you said, right? And and he held her on it because she was like, we go way back. She threw that at him. We go way back. And he looked at her like, what are you talking about? I just heard you last week. He didn't say that, but that because everybody was saying that he said that he held a grudge from high school.
Yeah, that was how the internet spun it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people were responding to. Oh, I wouldn't hold no grudge that long. No. This was just brought back up. Mm-hmm. This was just last week. And so for me, it's a thing of, why did they bring that up? We mentioned before the show, we talked about it. Well, yes.
They get to run their mouths.
Yes, but why not run it in the positive sense, right?
Yeah, so that was my thing is, the way that she said it, instead of her being like, oh, this corny ass nigga, he was bringing headshots and shit, nigga, we in the streets. She was like, nigga, we in the ghetto, and you bringing headshots to school and shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, fuck your dream. Pretty much
basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And instead of approaching it that way, she could have easily said, this dude always believed in himself. You know what I mean? He was always focused on whatever it is that his dream was, and he was coming to high school. Even back then, he had headshots. Mm-hmm. He was ready. He was preparing himself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She didn't take that approach. She's like, this goofy ass nigga bringing headshots, nigga. We getting shot at. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's an unfortunate paradigm for black people that we keep ourselves under.
Yeah. So, why do you think? Specifically because men. I wouldn't put it past some men that would do this, but they wouldn't publicly do that sometimes, right? Whereas, like, you see.
What do you mean publicly? Call her out, or
no. Yeah, that nigga was corny and this and that, and then take it from that, and then this situation, because now she's got more eyes on her now from this. Like, this has helped her.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has helped her.
I'd never heard of it.
Neither have I. But at the same sense, it's always interesting to see we talked about the male and female dynamic on Monday about men and women, how they interact with each other, and then to see something like this, and then to see a lot of women side with her and say he's petty, You know, um, why do you think they do that? What is that about? Like, why smash a man who, other than dating white women, and I know black women have every right to be angry with that.
That was the comment we just got.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's go ahead.
Oh, sure. Lady Muse says he dates white bitches and had them as his love interest for his broken rap career. He's a very corny nigga. And I don't disagree with that. Any nigga that is predominant, anti his own race as far as the dating pool goes, especially when you're building a legacy. I don't care what nobody say. I don't believe in that. Love everybody.
Yeah.
Or love is blind bullshit.
Yeah.
Our community is struggling, nigga. Yeah. Love is not blind. Everybody don't love us.
We definitely will and need to have a show about that, because the thing is it's always, to me, it's a conundrum to hear a man say, I'm black. I'm very big on.
But he got a white bitch at the crib.
Yes.
I don't think you get to speak on black problems after you done had a white kid.
Or all they do is hang around white people, and they have no black people in their.
But they also want to speak up when it's time for anything that benefits us, or that may benefit us, or may shift, the state that we're in, socially. And that, like you said, that's another show.
So later, Muse, the question that I have for you is: he completely written off? Would you not do a romantic comedy with him or a love drama with him? Or is that
as an actor?
Is that off the page for you? That's not going to work. What did she say?
Nah, that's my boy.
I want to know, later, Muse, if that's something that it's because I'd work with Michael B. Jordan before I'd work with Tyler Perry.
I agree. At least he's not running around saying, I only sleep with white bitches. Black women are the problem. Right. At least he's not doing that.
Right. He just has his proclivities, and if you know anything about Hollywood, man, there's unspoken language about those types of things. So, ain't knocking nobody in what they do in the privacy of their own home. That's their business. But with that being said, that's a serious issue that we're, as a culture, not supporting each other. This brother's doing big things, It's one of those things where it's like when you're seeing stuff like this, and it's like you're saying that the guy he's the face of the new Calvin Klein campaign.
Sure. Isn't Calvin Klein some white dude?
Calvin Klein is a white company, been a white company, gonna always be a white company.
Who cares?
But they got him in his underwear.
I mean, good for him. I get it. I've never been one for white validation. I just don't care.
Me neither. Not at all.
Sexiest man in the world for People magazine. Who are you?
Right. Who said that? Who gives you that title?
Well, not even that. Who gave you the authority to decide who's the most attractive? And this isn't taking anything away from him. I think it's, and I'm more so speaking for the black community in particular, we hold too much, or these things hold too much weight for our community. White validation, these award shows, all of this difference. I don't need a white person to tell me my music is good. I don't need a white person to tell me I'm in good shape, or how attractive I am, or how well I did. None of that shit matters to me, nigga, because I'm not, the fuck do I look like letting you give me a progress report? Who gave you that authority?
Right.
No thanks.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But so, with that being said, there's an issue, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to have a show down the road because it's been popping its head up a lot. But this week, go over to that other
which one?
Rate of single over there. This week, an article came out, and basically they were talking about dating, and this is just overall. This is not even just the black community, but just overall. They were talking about dating and what's happening with dating. And it's talking about how young men, it fell on young men. It has nothing to do with women, right? It never has anything to do with women, right? Young men, all right? The new Pew Research Center data has found that nowadays 63% of men under 30 are selectively single. And most people will look at that and be alarmed by that amount, which, it is a huge amount. But is that surprising to people? Because it's not surprising
that
to
men
me.
are slowly turning away from what we're expected to accept.
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising to people because men have accepted any and everything for too long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's surprising that the numbers say, you know what, I think I'm okay. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is surprising to people,
Mm-hmm.
and it should be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just based on our track record, we've released the reign to women,
Mm-hmm.
LGBT niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All of, they run the show.
Mm-hmm.
So it to an extent it is our fault,
Mm-hmm.
and I stand by it. That was one of the things Patrice O'Neal was saying almost 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Men, it's your fault
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you let go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, does that excuse what it is that has been done with this newfound power?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Right.
absolutely not.
Excuse me.
Take your time.
We have severe pollen in our area, so it's just crazy. But anyway, when you look at this situation and what's going on with this, it is alarming and it is very concerning. It's concerning, and especially it should be very concerning for people who have young boys in their family that they're raising and rearing. Which basically, what it speaks to me is that there's a communication issue. All right, social communication issue. Is it because of cell phones? Is it because of social media? There's a lot of factors. I know
Right.
this article, when we read it, they mention porn. But just like you said, porn been around for a long
Porn's
time.
been around forever, man. It's more easily accessible today,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
But the option to say, you know what, I don't have to deal with that is it's empowering.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you're unsatisfied with something,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that says that you have to deal with it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It says that 6 out of 10 young men. It said blame porn for 6 out of 10 young men for
I'll
being
read it.
single.
So from the New York Post, posted, what was that, today? It was today. Young men reveal why so many of them are single. Dates feel more like job interviews. They're single, but they're not mingling. New data from the Pew Research Center has shown that 63% of men under 30 are single, up from 51% in 2019. So in 4 short years, which is right at the COVID, you know what I'm saying? COVID hit early 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
So COVID isolation and women's high expectations for something serious are the main reasons they're avoiding going out and coupling up, young guys say. Dates feel more like job interviews now, much more like, what can you do for me and where is this going, said Ian Breslow, a 28-year-old high school teacher who lives in Astoria.
Now stop for a second. At 28, you know what I'm saying? Like that's you're not a young guy.
No.
In that sense. You're not young and where it's like you should be just hitting up the club. You should be at 28, you should already know if marriage is something you want, children is something you want. That's a different space mentally. At 28, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a high school teacher, so it's tough financially. So maybe that's
Perhaps,
yeah,
but
maybe,
you know, he may be good with his money.
his finances.
His
Absolutely.
finances
Yeah.
be in order.
Yeah, and if it's going to be a two
Now-
person household that has the money coming in, maybe he can give that some more thought.
Well, so now the issue with that is the first date. The first question you hear is, well, how much do you make?
Mm-hmm.
Not what do you do?
Right.
You know,
Right.
what's your career like?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are subtle ways to ask these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now today, I said, well, how much do you make? Nigga, what kind of money are you getting right now? You know, because I like, and you'll see. You can go and read some of this shit. I like adventures, whatever the fuck adventures are. Traveling. You know, I like to have fun. When the question from a person like that is, how much do you make? Because this is what I like. You know, and then they'll start telling you what it is that they are and are not gonna do. And on the first date. Maybe not even on the first date. Texting, phone call, messaging, all of that shit. You know,
just in conversation.
And this is your first interaction. Oh,
red flag. Yeah,
I don't think I like that.
Yeah.
I'm okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he gets the hit, he might hit, but that's about it.
Well, that should be the reasonable response to it, but a lot of guys don't even get that far.
So here's another one. Eric says, and this is Mexican Eric. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He says also men are afraid of being accused of sexual assault when all they did was shoot their shot. I dealt with something like this up at the school today. I'm gonna blast it out, but you know. People being accused just by speaking.
Well, yeah, I mean that definitely is something that happens a lot in communities now, where men don't even talk to women anymore. You can't even look in their direction. Because
you're not even supposed to look at them a certain way. You know, everything is
so
essay or you know.
So Eric, what you're saying pretty much is you can't even ask for a date or the number to get the date.
Because if she doesn't like you, she's not you know, you're not allowed to even to look in her direction. You know, women are very selective. You know, one man that she don't like will say, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" and he'll get knocked down. But if it's a dude that's good looking enough, looks like he has enough money, what's up, bitch?
Well, you know,
why are you talking to me like that?
Those guys on Facebook and Instagram that do the Lamborghini test. You ever see those videos?
I think that shit is staged, but yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
No, I think some of them are very real. I think it, you know, in the beginning it was kind of real, and then, you know, after a while, yeah, definitely staged for entertainment. But you know, to see that there is a difference in how a woman would see you with what you got going on.
But women are hypergamous.
Okay.
Primarily.
Okay.
You know, so it's not even something that I would convict them for. However, in this world that they have created at this point or shaped, they've poised this world, postured this world in a way where a man can't be a man.
Right.
It's bad to be. Anything a man does is bad.
The definition of what we would consider a man, because their definition.
Everything is toxic masculinity. Eric followed up. He said, you got to have 3 6s, 6 feet, 6 pack, 6 figures.
6 what? 6 feet?
Oh, he said you got to have the 3 6s.
Yeah.
6 feet, 6 pack, 6 figures.
You have to be over 6 feet.
Coming from a bitch who eats McDonald's recreationally.
And she's 5'2", 185 pounds.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, that goes back to that.
And on top of that, is not even feminine.
Right.
Can't keep house. Doesn't know how to deliver peace. You know what I'm saying? Her diet is terrible. Can't cook. And one of my favorite things that I say is a lot of these bitches can't even make dishwater. You know? That to me is baffling. You can't even make dishwater, nigga?
Or boil an egg.
That's insane. You can't make dishwater. That means, nigga, what are you doing with your life? Bitches be with bone. Yeah. This is not about women's dating choices. This is about men's dating prospects, which are women who probably deserve to date bums because they're not doing anything spectacular. You know, I've met in, I think I was just talking to you about this, but over the last, it's been 10 years since I really got out in the world on my own. I just used that figure. Since about 14 years. Is it 14? 9, 10? 10. 10 years. I left for the military at 18. I've met 2 women in the last 10 years that know how to cook. 2 that can cook. Cooking is a basic, fundamental,
necessary,
very necessary life skill. Why can't you cook? And they laugh. You see them on social media. It's funny not to be able to cook. It's hilarious. I can't cook clean. I clean
Well, they have to
when
laugh.
I feel like
well,
it.
Well, when something's serious, Antonio, they have to laugh at it. That's what people do on a situation.
It's a form of
something.
deflection. Yeah.
It is a high form of deflection. Because it is a very embarrassing thing. See, but the problem becomes too where these little camps, these indoctrination camps called public school and high school and stuff, where you had home ec and you had things where you learned how to do basic things are not being taught. Those programs have been destroyed.
So to that, what Eric just commented, he said I had to teach my wife, but now she can throw down. So that's another thing is not only can they not do these things or they don't know how to do these things, not that they can't. They don't know how to do these things. They don't want to learn.
Right.
They don't think that it's essential in an interaction with another person to have these skill sets or for these skill sets to be a part of their arsenal. They don't think it's important. That's problematic. You know, we're talking about a completely shifted interaction between men and women.
The world has frowned upon women being in that space of doing those things.
Of being able, it's not a bad thing to be able to feed yourself when you're hungry, nigga. You know how fucking expensive fast food
or
is.
to feed someone that you love.
Yeah. You got kids. Stop taking your kids to fucking McDonald's, nigga. You can't make your kids cut up some fruit, man.
Well, the problem is we mentioned it on Monday. Women got into the workforce, and so now she's pulling the hours that a man's pulling.
She eating chili dogs and shit.
Granted, I get it. Anybody's tired. You don't want to do anything. But the thing is then you have to change your perspective.
Well, not even that. Your responsibilities at work do not excuse you from your responsibilities at home.
Of course not. But they've been taught. The issue is they've been taught that they have to be able to have the same examples of what a man has. And so
qualifiers.
Right. The nuclear family was, the man went off to work, the woman stays home, take care of the kids, takes care of the house, cooks, cleans. That became a very disparaging thing for women through the feminist movement. You can't,
absolutely.
For everybody out there listening, you're not going to be able to get that back. So you're a diamond in the rough if you're able to cook. You know what I mean?
I agree.
There's something we should talk about at the end of the show. I'm not going to talk about it because it's an idea.
Sure, write it down or something.
But that's the thing, though.
Eric says, "Don't ever get hurt or lose your job because she will dip fast as fuck." Now that's hypergamy. It makes sense. So again, although it seems fucked up, the only reason I think it's fucked up is because they're not upholding their end of the deal to begin with. But if they were, then I'd be like, well, it makes sense, nigga. You shouldn't have lost your job.
Well, there's still worth to a man. He got something between his legs, and if you know how to use it, you can hold on for a little longer.
Some of us, yeah.
So yeah, Eric, okay, so let's finish this article because this is important.
Yeah. Where we at?
COVID isolation and women's high expectations.
So dates feel more like job interviews now, much more like, what can you do for me and where is this going, said Ian Breslow, a 28-year-old high school teacher who lives in Astoria. The getting to know you period is gone, and that doesn't feel so great after coming out of isolation. He recalled a recent first date that went quite well until the woman interrogated him on their walk home. She literally asked me, would you rather our kids go to public or private school? Jesus. How much does that cost? How much money are you willing to put in? Why aren't you teaching the kids? If we really want, there's so many different things that I would counteract that with. But anyway, where was I at? Would you rather our kids go to public or private school? Followed by several more extreme questions about getting married. I just started responding with what I knew she would hate the most to get her to leave, Breslow told the Post. Experts agree that women are certainly wanting more than ever before. The overall picture is that if a woman is going to go on a date with a man, chances are it's not for a casual fling. Ronald Levant, professor emeritus? Yeah, how the fuck am I? Professor emeritus of Psychology at the University of Akron told the Post, especially if the woman is kind of getting close to 30. She's thinking about the biological clock and wants to have a family, he added. Now,
Yeah, I gotta listen. If you're going out on a date with someone in that age range, those are questions that you should be asking. Like, I don't,
Sure.
you know, dating, and I've always said this, and I'll stick to this to the day I die, but dating is all about impressing each other. And the younger you are, the less you can impress each other. As you get older, you start to ask these questions. They are tough questions, but then what are you going on a fucking date for if you're not looking for someone that you're going to eventually get together with and build? These are tough questions, but they're questions that need to be asked.
Well, the difference between dating and dating with a purpose.
Yes, I agree. I agree. But isn't dating that? It is dating for, unless you're looking to just have private time with somebody because you're lonely, that's different. But if you're going on a date, you're spending, to me, if you're spending money on somebody, you're putting the work in to get to know who that person is. It's like, all right, I get the first date, maybe some of those questions should not have been asked. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you kind of get a feel of that person. You got to have a good time.
Well, he said it was a walk home. He didn't say it was like,
yeah, she got the date.
Now we're walking to a maybe a dessert bar.
She got the date
something.
done.
Yeah,
she's like, yeah, okay. She's like, we have fun now. Listen, she's not looking to waste time. And you know what? Honestly, I can respect a woman like that. Honestly, I can respect a woman that ain't looking to waste time.
I agree.
But be careful on the stuff you ask, and be careful on your answers, because if you asking that, you bringing up that. And maybe she didn't want to waste.
Well, I think it's how you ask. Yeah. I believe a better first question would be, well, what are you looking for?
Yeah, what are your objectives in regards to dating?
What are your intentions with me? Is this something that you like to can we follow up on this date and really have a deeper conversation?
Sure.
Just something.
Sure, but I think the problem becomes a lot of guys and girls don't really think that's what dating is for.
Not today, no.
Yeah. So it needs to be redefined in my opinion. It needs to be redefined. So I think this article's a little slanted both ways in a certain way. Like it's blaming men for not being good enough to want to move forward in a relationship, and it's blaming women for being nags about what they want out of relationships somewhat. Okay, let's finish it up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me close up this comment real quick.
Sure.
So, especially if the woman is kind of getting close to 30, she's thinking about the biological clock and wants to have a family, he added. Breslow isn't looking to settle down and get married anytime soon, so he'd rather have casual flings.
Nigga, you 28 years old.
Well, we got to know what his reason is behind that.
Okay, let's see if it's going to say, yeah.
The way dating is currently just makes me want to hook up locally with no stress or strings attached, he says. Fortunately, that part comes very easy. I'm unmotivated to search for something serious for the time being.
Well, you got Tinder, so
why they play him like that? This nigga he dumbass ugly.
Right,
too,
yeah. So he should be happy for what he can get.
But Andrew Bruno, you see, that's so. I think that's that's a bit of a lack of journalistic integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you don't?
Yeah.
That that you're not looking for anything serious.
Yeah. I don't think they didn't approach that. They didn't care to know.
So that means that there is a bit of a narrative here, but we'll
it's
continue.
It's a slant. That's what I was saying on both ends. Yeah.
Andrew Bruno, a 28-year-old nurse from Belmore, New York, says flirting in the post-COVID era just isn't as fun as it once was. Being able to naturally approach people while out isn't like it was pre-pandemic. People are still much less likely to leave their groups or cliques at a bar, said Bruno. They're certainly less talkative, and that's lowered my incentive to put myself out there. He also said the pandemic, more than ever before, made dating apps the central means for meeting people, and he's not a fan. I mean, he's old enough to have, me and him are about the same age. He's old enough to have been a part of the era where motherfuckers actually go outside. Mm-hmm. We know how to speak with one another. We know how to interact with other humans. Mm-hmm. I was just having this talk earlier. Humans do not know how to interact anymore in the generations under us. That just really isn't my style. Like, there is a weeks-long prerequisite before you can think about getting involved, even for casual things, Bruno said. I'd rather take all that effort and put it towards my career. And like Breslow, he's in no hurry to get hitched. You know what's funny about this? Historically, men don't really peak really until their 30s because they have been working on their career. Now they can go out and seek, you know, if they're not already married from college, if they went to college, because college is actually college and public school are new to the world the last 2 centuries. Okay, organized education, right? It's not unreasonable historically for a man to ensure that he's bringing something to the table well into his 30s. And then he seeks a mate, right? That's not uncommon. What's interesting is that women over the last 60, 70 years, they adopted that style of dating, of courting, rather. Now, to them, it's a problem because men are doing it. So it seems like it's shifted, and now it's slowly shifting back to that's what men are focusing on is, let me make sure I'm good financially and, you know, I'm prepared to actually go after establishing a legacy. Because then we get into this dude will be 34, maybe not a millionaire, but maybe well-to-do. Maybe he's got some investment accounts. He's got his 401k set up and, you know, not hurting too much financially. Then he'll go and date a younger woman, a woman younger than him.
And that's
so then
problem.
The women in his age group
that's a problem.
Are not happy about that.
Right.
You know, so I think that's where the slant of this article is kind of coming from. That's where the bias is. But this really isn't my style. Like Breslow, he's in no hurry to get hitched. He's a little goofy. He's definitely not as bad looking as that other dude. He said, I'm also still very young, Bruno said. I don't feel the need to rush, especially if people don't act as naturally as they did before COVID.
See, the problem I'm having is they're blaming everything on COVID. And Tinder's
I
been
think
around for a long time. It was
I mean, POF is even... POF and Badu, the dating chat lines.
Those dating apps have been around a lot longer than fucking COVID. So I have a problem with that because, you know, you're blaming men for making the decision or they don't want to rush. And then you're blaming COVID. Everything, like COVID's 3 years ago.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, Eric says, the problem with the dirty 30s, the girls have been ran through and are not worth the baggage.
Eric, you are on one tonight, boy. You bring it.
It's my boy right here. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, hell, I mean, there's just as many men had sexual relations and probably worse. So,
but it's not the same. Men
because
and women don't grade one another.
Their value, of course.
We don't grade each other on the same scale.
Of course.
According to that.
But it also depends on the type of woman. So if let's look at it like this, right?
Sure.
Let's say you got a Ivy League guy and an Ivy League girl, and they both go out into the workforce, and you know they're both attorneys, and they both look at each other and decide to settle down. Is that something that makes sense? Does that work? Because they've had similar experiences, you know.
Sure, it can.
If she was in a sorority, she was a slut. If he was in a fraternity, he was a monster slut. You know, these two people have similar experiences. You know, in your 30s, once you're in that type of field and you're in a high-end job, you're making pretty decent good money.
Sure.
In your opinion, when should someone start thinking about, okay, I want to be married, I want to have kids, if that's even something that's in their thoughts at all? Because these guys we just read, they're like, I'm not ready, I'm not interested, and you know.
So I'll say this. I don't think that a man should even be dating until his finances
I agree.
Are in order.
I agree. But what our perspective of dating is different. You see, so we have to be very careful.
No, I mean dating in general.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen,
I'm saying dating as in having fun and dating seriously.
And I think that's
both.
That's where it needs to be redefined, because dating is something that for the history of what dating is, you said it best, because before dating there was courting.
Right.
Right? So now dating has taken over courting.
And courting is I'm not even talking to you unless I'm serious.
Yeah, courting was something very, very serious, and family involved actually, and it's still like
I gotta
that.
meet
in some
your dad.
countries.
Your dad is gonna say whether or not I can take you
Absolutely.
on this date.
Some countries still have that.
Yeah.
So dating,
Actually, plenty of countries.
yeah, right. Of course, we're exception to the rule, America, but dating is an issue because people have different definitions of what dating is. And like I said, I make it simple because dating is something that people use for impression. You impress each other when you're dating. Because even if you were courting, that was a part of courting as well.
Right.
You had to impress. You had to go to the dad and say,
your
I have
dad
this.
asked you, what are your intentions?
Absolutely.
With my daughter.
Absolutely. And then when he hitched her off to you, you got something from the family as well. And it wasn't.
Here's your cow, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And an acre. You get an acre with that.
And there was no pun intended on that.
Right.
An actual cow.
It's an actual cow. Anyway, my point is that. Go ahead. I'm sorry because I interrupted you.
No, you all good.
You were saying,
I don't remember what the hell I was saying.
No. You were basically saying that fun compared to dating and
I don't think any man now because this is gonna lead into Tuesday. A man. I was raised by a man, taught how to be a man by a man. I was taught what it is that a man's responsibilities are, what it is that I'm charged with.
And like I always say,
heading
you were
into
gifted.
manhood.
You were gifted because most guys, their father was hip hop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my dad, everybody has their faults. I ain't saying he was perfect.
Of course.
But even in his imperfections, I learned what it was for a man to hurt, how to deal with hurt, what matters the most, even during a struggle. Is it how I feel in my emotions, or is it this still has to fucking get done? So I was charged with being a man by a man, and he was my stepdad, and to this day he's still he's turned 60 this month, actually the end of this month he's turning 60. He has no reason to even still be a part of my life, but he was charged with being a man, and he said that I was his son. And he charged me with being a man, going out into the world today. So, as a man, I think I can speak on that. As a man, you do not waste your time even entertaining a woman if that's not a burden that you can financially undertake.
And with that being said, that whole idealism is based on you building a future, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. See, and I think the problem becomes with today's young people or today's, process of what dating is just to have fun. Because that's kind of what we're getting from this article. These guys are talking about, I just want to have fun, I ain't looking to date.
Well, boy said he was focusing on his career. Now, he didn't say focusing on his career to do what with, but they also didn't ask him that. So
right, yeah,
we can't really say where his focus is completely. But the narrative that we're getting from the article is that they're fucking whatever, they're working, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, I think it goes more into that as we continue with the article.
Let me finish it up. So, I'm also still very young, Bruno said. I don't feel the need to rush, especially if people don't act as naturally as they did before COVID. Why would I put it all out there for someone who can't or won't hold a conversation? Don't get me started on that. For Mike M., a 25-year-old in Queens, it's his, not the opposite sex's, social skills that are still battling a bad case of long COVID. I think it actually predates COVID.
Yeah, of course.
The internet made people uninteresting. Yeah. The internet took social skills away from people.
Yeah,
the internet, television, technology in general.
Yeah.
This texting and, I got to tell, the young men that me and you were mentoring, I got to tell them, nigga, call her. What are you doing?
And see what?
if you're talking about setting something up, unless it's a quick, hey, I'm coming through, or something like that. Yeah, sure. It's a short message. Or send a voice message, something. But don't sit there and text a bitch all day.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It makes no sense. Bad case of long COVID. See, I think that the lack of social skills predates COVID, but that's another conversation. I definitely can't walk into a room He put that on himself. I definitely can't walk into a room and go talk to someone I'm interested in like I used to be able to. It feels like my outgoingness has suffered some atrophy. Mike, who withheld his last name out of embarrassment, told the Post. What the fuck is his last name, nigga? Minstrel or something? You know what I'm saying? So Mike M withheld his last name out of embarrassment, whatever. He's also having less sex than he did pre-pandemic. That's on you, nigga. Hey, you feel me? I wouldn't have shared that. You talking about embarrassment. Anyway, I've definitely been going online to take care of my urges more than I have by seeing people, Mike admitted. So he's talking about porn.
But yeah, of course. But that's why he's having less.
Right. So he feels as though he lost 2 prime years in his early 20s of being able to date and have fun without worrying about being in a serious relationship.
That's
fear of
point.
missing out.
That's
fear of missing out.
Right? That's what I'm saying right there, because in that one sentence, all right?
That's the truth.
Date and have fun without worrying about being in a serious relationship.
Well, not even that. Think about it. He said he feels he lost 2 prime years in his early 20s of being able to date and have fun. So he wanted... People are still going to do whatever they want to do, but that's the actual truth.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
He wanted to focus on fun.
Right, but I'm not. See, but that's that. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. The problem that I'm having is if you're doing, if dating is the equivalent of fun, then it's not anything.
There's no actual purpose to it.
There's nothing to think about when it comes to a serious relationship, because those things don't add to that.
Right.
So I think we need to redefine dating nowadays. It's a word that is archaic now, because it's all about fun. It's all about partying. You might as well say partying and having fun and not say dating. If they took the same sentence, he feels as though he lost 2 prime years in his early 20s of being able to party and have fun without worrying about being in a serious relationship. The fucking sentence works just as well without the word date.
I agree.
That's my point. And I think people get themselves in trouble because they're like, "Oh, I'm dating." Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because if the questions are hard that you're being asked by, like I said, I can't knock that girl for asking if she's close to 30 and she's like that. I appreciate her rather than the chick that's like, I want to travel and party and blah blah blah. She's being more upfront. So his question to her would be like, okay, are you what about
what exactly are you looking for?
Yeah, well, bitch, you want to stay home and watch the kids? Yeah. Are you going to cook? Can you clean? What's your resume on that? You see what I'm saying?
As far as having a serious conversation.
If you want to have a conversation about marriage,
let's really talk about it then.
I need to be clear. I don't have a problem talking about that even on the first date, because I'm about building. Right. So that's a character thing in my position. It's like, okay, if you want to talk about this, then cool, let's talk about this. Because you put the bet down. So I'm gonna let you roll the dice, but now I'm gonna ask you some hard questions. But see, he's not even being honest with himself. He's like, these guys are like, I'm not serious about that. Well, then you should not be dating. That should just be like, it's 2 people going out, having a drink or a meal, sharing a meal together. Let's go Dutch.
Well, and that's why I said the very first thing in that respect, this should have been, what is it that you're looking for?
Yes, I agree with you 100% when you said that.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, what are you looking for? Yeah.
Because then we don't even have to waste time.
Don't waste time.
Or if we do go on the date, because we was both going to eat anyway, maybe I made a good friend tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Right. And if I asked, I pay.
And leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy. Hello, young lady. Make sure you pay attention to this, because this is definitely how you should interact with men. Do not let them waste your time.
That's right. Be honest. Yeah. They need to be honest. If sex is what it's about, you rather not do Tinder and porn, then you want to go out and be with somebody, and you want to make sure that person knows exactly what your intentions are, and you tell them what your intentions are.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah, and so to that, they shouldn't have even ended up at wherever. I don't know what the fuck they went
walking home.
Yeah, they shouldn't have even gotten that far without them talking to each other and saying, "Hey, what is this? What are we doing?
Yeah,
what is this about?"
Yeah,
and not in the sense of, so are we getting married tomorrow, which is the way it seems like he put it. But
that's how he felt.
She could easily ask, or he could even ask, "Hey, what is it that you're looking for?
Yeah,
what is it that we're doing here? Okay,
what are your objectives? What is your main objectives in life? Like, that, and not a bad conversation to have sometimes.
Absolutely
because
not.
people are having it online all the time. So here you get to sit across from somebody and have a real good
But you
conversation.
got to understand we're in a world where people don't know what it means to interact with another person.
And that's kind of what we're hearing in the article.
To know what it is to interact with another person. Let's see. Let's finish this up. Excuse me. Now he's under pressure to find a long-term commitment, but can't put himself out there.
What pressure? Who's pressuring him?
Well, we don't know who it was that he was. You know, this is a different dude. Sounds like he was interacting with somebody else, or he could be talking about the fact of him getting older and feeling as though it's expected.
But then that's his own
Which,
pressure.
if he has a father, it should be expected.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, what exactly is it that you're doing?
No, old world grandmama gonna be asking.
What is the thing? It's primal.
I agree with you.
Nigga, the bitches don't fuck with you if you don't have a hut. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you don't know how to go get. You don't have a basket full of fruit at your crib. Nigga, I'm not coming.
Right. Great sex on the beach under the tree.
I'm just saying.
That's all you can offer.
Says, I also feel like I'm caught between two worlds, he said. Ultimately, I've just been crashing and have had neither lately. Interesting. So, I mean, there's a lot going on there that I don't even want to speculate on because they didn't ask him more questions. You know, there's not more article to read, but what was it? There was
we call that last sentence that we ended on, we call it nihilism.
Yeah, sure.
In the highest form. You know, he said, ultimately, I've just been crashing and have had neither lately. Caught between two worlds.
So real quick, Eric, women get ran through, men run through.
True.
Words of wisdom. A lock that opens any key is a bad key. A key that opens any lock is a master key. Did he put that twice? Oh, no. I'm blind or something, I guess. Da-da-da-da. Lay says that nigga was a loser. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess one of the dudes in the article. And then Eric says that dude has no riz. And if you're old like me, riz is just style, I guess, like swag.
But a lot of people get married and have relationships and have no style.
Yeah. Well, he's saying as far as that dude not being able to go get no coochie.
But a lot of people are married.
Oh, you're saying they get in, however they sneak their way in.
They get in how they get in, you know?
Sure.
I mean, it's...
But it's the thing. Why are you focused on sex? Because sex is earned. To me, men, it's a talent.
Sure.
It's a fucking skill.
To get somebody
you to convince the
want
woman
you?
to be like, wow, this nigga right here.
I want to give this to you myself. I want to spend this intimate time with you.
It's a skill.
It
but
is.
you have to develop that skill. And I believe that skill set should come with the ability, if it goes there, if it's discussed and agreed upon, it should come with the ability to financially support and secure that person.
Oh, absolutely. Because things happen.
Things do happen.
Right. But then again, that's like I said, it goes back to understanding the difference between having fun, right, and playing around, and dating. Dating to me moves mostly closer to courtship because they got rid of the word courtship and put in dating.
Right.
And so now dating has become more playing. And so it's like we have to redefine it so that way people are clear about their intentions.
You gotta remember, these young people are reeling from the Freaknik era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my era, so yeah, I understand.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I do understand that.
When that's what you're a product of, and then look at the music.
Yeah.
Even the kids are younger now.
Yes.
Doing these freak dances and the shit that they're watching and focusing on. Again, that we had a whole incident up at the school. I got to write up a document to teach these parents how to safeguard what their children have access to on the internet and on these devices and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We've always had suggestive music and suggestive content, but now it is pure as day. And people will go and dig in the vaults and bring out Millie Jackson and, even go further back. Those were the exception.
They were. And they were secrets. You had to go and find that shit.
Find them. Yeah, you had to,
or somebody had to hey, you gotta,
like a Red Fox album or something like that.
You know what I mean?
And what you have to understand is that, media has a huge play on who we are psychologically and personally.
Absolutely.
You know, and I don't think people realize
it's a type of propaganda, is what it is.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, in the 70s, 80s, you know, you had different types of lyrical content.
Yeah.
You know, and even with the rap, you hear the difference. Like they just came out with the top rappers of all time, and
Trash
you know,
ass list.
it's a trash list because it's like, what are you basing this list on? Because you know, rap and hip hop has been redefined so much. You know, it's kind of like what I was
to
saying.
the point where they're actually basically two separate genres. Today.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't even think hip hop technically exists anymore.
No.
Not as far as the mainstream media is concerned.
Right. Or as some people who are current, because the current people would say, well,
they know rap, they don't know hip hop.
Yeah, and they'd be quick to say, well, it is hip hop, and it's like, no,
it's not even close
to
hip hop.
It's not. How you doing, Jelani? Okay.
Was that the end? Yeah, that's the end of that article. Where we at? Damn, 9:15. Time is passing.
You want to talk about old girl, or you want to talk about the?
I don't know which one. I think.
Let's talk about the Tennessee cop.
We can run through this real quick. No pun intended. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit going on here tonight. And I think that will be a decent closer. That's hilarious.
About the cop or the?
No, the nigga running track.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk. But let's talk about the cop.
Because that's really, you know.
You want to get the
talk
cop
about
in?
men being corny. Yeah.
Let's talk. Well, that's not the cop.
This is the cop. Oh shit.
No.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh,
there you go.
Man, yeah, fuck that. We don't need to talk about this one. Or maybe, I don't know, we might get to
it. Well, that goes with the other one.
It goes with the other one, the weird shit. Yeah. My bad. I can't read today, so.
No, that's all good. We talked about this chick on our show.
Yep.
It was probably on a pop culture night.
Choo-choo. This motherfucker, man. Eric is wilding.
He's on it. That's my nigga. Look, I love when our guests have those nights.
Look, that's my nigga right there, man. He said choo-choo, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So, Tennessee cop Megan Hall breaks her silence after being fired over sex scandal. I did say no. Her husband already fucking ousted her. I ain't even got to read the article yet, and I haven't read it. But your husband already said, you know, we into that shit. I don't give a fuck. I watch her fuck 8 dudes. If she wants to suck a dick and come home, you know, as long as she came home, I'm not even tripping. That's essentially what he said in layman's terms. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jazz. Thank you, Jelani.
So whatever it is, because this is her saving face right now.
Oh, listen, come on. She wants to get.
She already got hired by another department. Go suck those dicks.
Right.
You know, whatever.
She wants to get paid. Listen, we live in an era where there's no accountability, and there's a lot of money for not having accountability.
Right.
You know.
He said I did. Eric said I did say no to anal only.
He's on it.
You know
good job, Eric.
That's my nigga, man. Shout out Mexican Eric. You know what I mean? So let's see how it is that she's saved face here. You know, I know she put the good old lawyer spin on it.
Yes, she did. And her lawyer is good too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. I saw him.
A Tennessee police officer fired over her sex sprees. They're wilding with that. A Tennessee police officer fired over her sex sprees with a slew of fellow cops says she felt terrorized, calling out her bosses for the binge.
Now, mind you,
this nigga got language on whoever wrote this.
Because there's black men involved now.
Oh yeah, okay. Absolutely.
All right, so you know, black men goes all the way back to it goes all the way back to you know, that first movie they played in the White House where they show black men as terrorists. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and so we're terrorizers. That's what we are. It's black men, that black skin. You know. Yeah.
Lady Muse says she's playing with kids in her throat.
Lady said, "I'm not gonna be no."
Well, I'm not gonna get showed up.
I ain't gonna get showed up by Eric.
Glizzy Gobbler. All right. Anyway. Speaking publicly for the first time, Megan Hall, 26, told WTVF she tried repeatedly to douse the sexual advances of her sergeant at the Laverne Police Department, but he wouldn't take no for an answer. Even though every picture she was smiling, and she looked like she was having a good old time eating that church's chicken and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying. She didn't put hot sauce on that shit or nothing, so you know she was having a good time, nigga. The on-the-job affair with Sergeant Lewis Powell led to sexual encounters with 5 other cops.
Damn. He got power.
And maybe, good for him. Or maybe not so much now that she trying to flip the script on him.
Man.
I knew what most people are saying. Or, excuse me, I know what most people are saying, Hall told the outlet.
That's your hoe?
You could have said no, I get it. But my response to them is, I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer. Eventually, I gave in from pressure.
This is crazy.
The interview comes in on the heels of a federal civil rights lawsuit filed Monday against the department and several top cops, and Hall claiming she was sexually groomed. Oh, now she making that fucking face. If you're not on YouTube, nigga, go get on Google or join us on YouTube. Look at the difference. I'm gonna pull up the other fucking picture, because that's bullshit. The aftermath pictures? Where was this look? Who coached her? Somebody fucking coached her to do this dumb shit.
Of course.
She never made this fucking face.
They really groomed her.
Man, get the fuck out of here. She never made this face when all of that other the goofy ass pictures from before, the whole thing about they had a 4th of July party or whatever the fuck it was, some shit, right?
In the pool, and on the boat. Mm-hmm.
That shit's crazy, nigga.
They got that.
Her and her husband were swinging at the fucking party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They admitted to that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in her first interview since being fired for sexual romps with 6 other cops, and she already got hired by another fucking agent or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's part of their union.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Former Tennessee cop Megan Hall says she was targeted and sexualized by her fellow officers. Mm-hmm. Oh God, she had the conference and shit. Mm-hmm. They got her on a panel.
Yeah.
She got the paper in her hand. This is very unserious. The bitch made Lana Rhodes proud. Shout out to Eric. Hall, who blamed her randy behavior. This nigga, whoever wrote this, I like a good writer now. Hall, who blamed her randy behavior on a troubled marriage, said she was targeted by the department's all-male second shift and lured into promiscuity.
Wow.
That is not how promiscuity works.
No.
It is on you. Promiscuity is you. That don't have nothing to do with nobody else. Who you choose is who you choose. You are promiscuous. Nobody can convince you to be promiscuous. When I was interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family. Nigga. I don't know. Maybe this should have been the last one. 'Cause this is ridiculous. These are old bullshit media tropes, nigga. These are media tropes. They always say this shit. When I was interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family.
So that leads into dealing with, what do you call it, when family members have sex with each other? That's
incest.
Incest. So now the reader and the public looks at it as incest.
The family up there is incestuous.
Yes.
Whatever.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
That's cool.
Her own brother, her big black,
her uncles,
long penis brother.
I get it. Listen, I said that at the beginning too. Lady Muse says she should just capitalize on making OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
She got the video. Yeah, they did say that all of that shit was recorded. Mm-hmm. Forgot about that.
Yeah, sure.
The K9 unit got the smash too. Jesus, relax. Jesus. And Lady Muse says she needs to be neutered. All right. Moving on. When I was interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family, she told WTVF. However, while I was aspiring to protect my community, the Laverne Police Department was not protecting me. You can't nigga, somebody had to write this.
Can't make this shit up.
Where did this eloquence come from?
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
You know what I'm saying? Where was this eloquence, nigga, when she was doing the do? When she was eating the chicken, you know what I'm saying? Where the fuck was the eloquence, nigga, after the hot tub party and all that with the kids there too?
Yep.
So no shame.
None.
So let's not pretend like you're you know what I'm saying? You're this upstanding individual. Just don't lie about it. Right. I enjoyed the sex.
Right.
I got my new job.
Right.
Maybe I'm having fun up here too. I don't know. That's none of y'all business no more. Anyway, but she saw an opportunity for money. Or probably, you know what, honestly? Those civil rights lawyers probably reached out to her because they get paid for this work.
Absolutely.
So she was offered an opportunity to make some bread, and she probably took it. The sexual escapades cost Hall and 4 other cops, including Police Chief Burrell, Chip Davis, their jobs. 2 others were suspended over the scandal. Davis was accused of contributing to Hall's sexual harassment. And they got the pictures of all of them niggas. Come on, man. My supervisors worked together to take advantage of my vulnerabilities and my mental health. All the fucking buzzwords. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And they used it for their gain and sexual favor.
That should have been capitalized and underlined. Their gain, because how is that? How is that? Their gain.
How did you end up at the hot tub party? Nigga?
Right.
How'd you end up at the hot tub party? With your husband and kids? Did they force you into that?
That's crazy.
This is insane. Who do you even turn to when the chief of police is sexually harassing you? How can I get justice when the entire system? And she was sitting there in the interview chair with the script,
reading it.
Go and look at it.
Yeah,
she's sitting there with the script, nigga.
She didn't write that.
She didn't write this shit. Didn't they got awarded? Yeah, I forgot about that part. They got awards and shit.
Yeah, everything was
after
good.
After the shit and all, you know. Anyway, who do you even turn to when the chief of police is sexually harassing you? How can I get justice when the entire system, including the chief, not only condoned such behavior but participated in it? She said, I was lost and I felt alone. Hall, who appeared to be reading from prepared statements during the TV interview, I didn't read ahead that far. I'm calling it like it is. Hall, who appeared to be reading from prepared statements during the TV interview, said before the story went public, she received harassing and threatening messages on my phone daily. I felt like I was terrorized. Maybe she was talented. You know what I'm saying? She was talented, so they hit her up. How would they know she was talented? Well,
right.
It is what it is. I had no one to run to, and I had nowhere to go, she said. Nigga, these are so well written.
Victim of the
That's not even her fucking diction. Those are not her speech patterns.
Of course not.
Someone wrote that. God.
Scroll up for a second. Was she blonde before? Yeah, she was blonde. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but she has to look more, you know.
And that you could tell that's a fresh dye. You could tell that's a fresh dye.
They have to change the image. They put the glasses on.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it.
The glasses match.
It's all nigga. This is textbook. Textbook fucking spin in the media. All right. Before the story went public, Hall says she received harassing and threatening messages on the phone daily. Felt like I was terrorized. Yeah, this snake ass nigga wrote that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they probably gonna get money. It's fucked up because clearly she was complicit in the entire thing.
And guess what? Guess who gets hit up for the money? It's taxpayers. It's taxpayers that get hit up for the money.
Yep. A spokesperson for the city of Laverne declined to comment on the case and Hall's lawsuit this week, telling the Post officials do not discuss pending litigation. Megan was looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted, Hall's lawyer Wesley Clark told WTVF. I told you he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? She was looked at like a piece of meat to be sexualized and exploited. That's a good lawyer. Lawyers are fucking snakes, man. I get it.
But listen, that's the issue.
This bitch making them stupid ass faces, the victim faces.
Yeah, the pouty lip.
Yeah, nigga. Department, what position are you applying for? Her missionary. Shout out to Eric. So anyway, yeah, that's that. I think it's pretty clear what we think about that, Absolute bullshit. Yeah. You could literally see the bitch sitting there with the fucking papers.
Listen, I thought it was over once it.
Yeah, I thought that was done because she got hired at the other spot. I'm telling you, what happened was this lawyer said, "Oh shit, nigga, pay that.
You can get paid.
Pay that."
Do you have an attorney?
And it's probably gonna be a settlement.
Yeah, it'll be a settlement.
It'll be a settlement
from the union and the city.
Yep, the black dudes ain't gonna get fired.
No, they've been fired.
Oh,
They got
God
fired.
damn it. I thought, so it did go that far.
All the black guys, including the Latin guy, got fired.
Oh, so then this is 100% on the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they
good
got
luck with
fired.
that county.
They got fired. And there's 3 of the black guys that they've been pushing to as was the main ones that groomed her. So it was an episode of Black.
She was not groomed. She got some black police dick.
They taught her how to. They taught her how to do the do.
She got black police dick. She enjoyed it. Her husband watched because he's that kind of weird nigga. Her kids were not in attendance, but
Thank
they were.
God. They were at the pool party.
You know, they were within arm's reach, and it is what it is. So yeah, that's insane. Fuck her. Hardly news.
But also, you know, we wanted to talk about, you know, black men. Again, we've had a show. We've had a show talking about that. You will not escape the wrath of the white racists.
We could never go high enough up the ladder in this system without some sort of tarnishment. They will get you. You're never on a white person's level. You have no white constituents.
Doesn't matter how many stars and stripes you get.
0 white constituents. Trust me. Your contemporaries are not Caucasian. Not those Caucasian people. You never ever get up that high and be on the same playing field. Same rule set. Never happened, never will. All right? Kayla Lemieux. Canadian teacher with size Z prosthetic breasts placed on paid leave. Now I know how this sounds, but it's gonna get really interesting.
What's up, Jimmy?
What this nigga said. I heard she got great dictation though. You know, she probably does. She was a beat cop basically. Kayla Lemieux, Canadian teacher with size Z prosthetic breasts placed on paid leave. The Canadian high school teacher who wears massive Z-cup prosthetic breasts in class has been placed on leave after the post revealed that she rarely wears them outside of school. That's funny. Now, I don't know what this nigga's deal is. All right? I guess I won't spoil. Let me keep reading. The Halton School District confirmed that Oakville Trafalgar High School shop teacher Kayla Lemieux was put on paid leave Tuesday. That's actually funny that she's a shop teacher. If you watch South Park, Miss chokes on dick with the titties coming down out of the shirt. Anyway, while not currently on an active assignment, the teacher remains employed with the Halton District School Board. Spokesperson Heather Francie told the Toronto Sun. Lemieux's suspension comes after Education Minister Stephen Leach,
Yeah.
Sure, LECCE, and Halton Region MPPs Natalie Pierre. Where the fuck did I go? Stephen Crawford and Effie. God damn, nigga. I don't know. This is a joke at this point.
Chiante Falafelis.
I wonder if that's like a
Chiante.
I know I'm gonna copy it and search it up later. That's got to be like some kind of that's some kind of fucking name. She's the only bitch with that name. All right, whatever.
Effie Chiante.
Yeah, I'll study that later on my personal time.
Falafelis.
Yeah, Trianta Falopoulos rebuked the school board for having abdicated its responsibility by failing to put the interests and safety of students first, according to the Sun. I don't know, how does that endanger them?
Distraction.
Look at this fool ass nigga.
Distraction.
Y'all got it. If you're not on YouTube, okay, might be worth it. One mother named Lynn told the school board Wednesday that forms of identity and expression presented in the school environment must be scrutinized against the child's safeguarding practices. And if you're not on YouTube, I'm just saying, all you got to do, you know what I'm saying? Go. This shit is ridiculous, yo. Okay, this nigga wildin'. I'll get to that in a second. Jesus Christ. The board has remained largely quiet about Lemieux, while parents have raged for months about her wearing the prosthetics in front of students. Photos and videos taken at school have shown her wearing tight clothing with large nipples protruding under the fabric of her top. Well, they're prosthetic. The nipples aren't real. Photos and videos taken at school have shown her wearing tight clothing with large nipples protruding under the fabric of her top. The controversy has sparked numerous threats of violence against Lemieux and school officials. Board of Education meetings have descended into chaos as as it attempts to address the issue. Attempts to address the issue, nigga.
Deal with it.
Motherfucker, you up in here being, indecent, bitch. Put that nigga out. This is crazy. That's the same person, right? All right, anyway, the saga gained international attention and came to a head after the Post revealed last month that once outside school, Lemieux often ditches the breast, wig, and makeup and appears as a man, which sent shockwaves through the district.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like I said, this would get very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Where do you even buy those, nigga?
Everything is online. Everything is online. And why would you want it? Hey.
Why does it have to be Z's?
Massive.
Why? And if you seen the picture on YouTube, this nigga sitting there with lipstick on, with the fake titties in wood shop next to a fucking power saw. Makes sense. Post photos showed a dressed-down Lemieux wearing men's sweatpants, sneakers, and a puffer vest with no sign of her breasts, makeup, glasses, or wig. Why are they still calling this motherfucker her? Glasses or wig, a get-up that her neighbor says she wears extremely infrequently. She insisted in a sit-down with the Post that the man in the photo was not her, although she admitted she could not prove it and denied wearing prosthetic breasts at all. Yeah, her titties was real. These are real. Oh, well, there you go. These are real, Lemieux said, adding that she could not say who the person photographed was because I don't want to bring anyone else into this.
This is crazy, bro.
This is who I am.
This is some movie shit.
No. Mrs. Doubtfire at school, I guess. Rest in peace to Robin Williams, you know what I'm saying? These are real, Lemieux said, adding that she could not say who the person photographed was because I don't want to bring anyone else into this. This is who I am. This is how I look. You've been talking to people in my building, but what they're telling you is harsh and untrue. I'm always going out looking the way I am. Now, I hope that this nigga is doing this to see how far you can get with the bullshit.
You can get away with it. Mm-hmm.
Right?
And then has a documentary to say,
sure,
this is why this is a problem.
I hope that he is fucking with them the way that they need to be fucked with, because this actually does lead into what we're about to talk about right after this. Just an interesting bit about this. When the military made it cool for LGBT niggas to transition and take pills for hormones and all of that bullshit, they started fucking with the PT test and the requirements for physical fitness, right? And one of the jokes that we had in the office was, nigga, I'm going to go up there, because men can only have hair so long in the military. I'm going to do, the little pigtails on the side, the pixie pigtails. And I'm going to show up ripped. You know what I'm saying? I identify as a bitch. Can I take the female test? Is that cool? Way easier. Way easier. Let me take the female. And I also identify as a 50-year-old bitch, because the older you are, the less you got to do. And you gonna tell me no? Please don't make me sue you, military. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that that's what he's doing. Basically, is what I'm saying. I think it's hysterical.
A social experiment. Social experiment.
Absolutely. I hope it is. That's
hey, Michael.
That might be the same nigga. I don't know. He had on that stupid wig in the other picture, but
dun, dun, dun.
That's funny as hell. Lemieux told the Post that although she began undergoing hormone replacement therapy in 2021 and was in transition, she is not a transgendered person, but was born intersex.
If you don't know what intersex is,
that means
that's somebody that's born with both sexes.
Oh, okay. So fucking hermaphrodite.
Yes.
Okay.
But they don't use that word anymore.
Hermaphrodite, nigga. I'm old school, nigga. Hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite with some motel shit, all right? A fucking hermaphrodite. That's what this nigga is.
So he says.
Whatever. Gay ass nigga. I don't know. Anyway, she is not a transgender person, but was born a hermaphrodite, which means she got a dick and a coochie. The teacher said her extra large breasts are caused by a condition called gigantomastia. How would a man get gigantomastia?
But that's not him.
Yeah, it's hermaphrodite. It's not. Oh, okay. So number one, it's not him. And if it was,
It's a hermaphrodite.
It's a hermaphrodite. So he you know what? He made sure he was
He got
covered.
all bases covered.
He got all bases covered. You know what I'm saying? So if they prove that it is him, well, I'm also a hermaphrodite, so there is some estrogen in here. All right, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, sure, men can't get gigantomastia, but exceptions. Okay. Anyway, also admitted that she's never been officially diagnosed. Nigga, I'm telling you, I think this shit is a game. All right, I hope this is a fucking game. This is hilarious. Yes, sir, / ma'am. Yeah, the nigga at GameStop. He kind of looks like the motherfucker that was at GameStop.
I'm a ma'am.
That's ma'am. I'm sorry, sir. That nigga was hella calm. That was funny as fuck. The dude behind the counter. Anyway, gigantomastia is a rare condition that involves developing extremely large breasts due to excessive breast tissue growth, according to the renowned Cleveland Clinic, which said there are only about 300 cases reported.
And that's not true because a lot of black women in the black community have huge breasts.
But that also comes from all the bullshit, the different hormones and chemicals and bullshit they put in our food. So it ain't, I don't even, it might not even be that. It might just be hyper,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or genetics. Yeah, but I mean,
it's white people's fault is what I'm saying. All right?
Wow. With the crutch?
Yeah, so I thought this was hilarious. Oh, he does have a boot on, though.
Yeah, but
I thought it was because of the titties when I seen the picture earlier. If you're not on YouTube, this nigga's walking in the school on crutches with these big fake ass titties. Oh, come on. Come on. Please. Is that the same nigga?
Yeah. You can't tell? Look at the eyes. The eyes tell it.
I think that is that nigga.
It isn't that long-ass neck.
I don't know. It's not him, right?
That's him.
Wait, isn't he fat in this picture?
No.
Oh, yeah, I guess not really.
He just got a droopy body.
Yeah.
That's him.
These fake-ass nipples. Like, come on, dog. That's ridiculous. Outraged parents demanded that the Halton District School Board impose a dress code for teachers, which was initially rejected last year due to concerns about violating Ontario's human rights codes. But any job has a pretty particular dress code, just about.
Man.
So that's not outrageous to request of teachers. In January, the school board agreed to develop a policy requiring the teachers maintain an appropriate and professional appearance. Why is that not already written down? Well, because before people weren't clowns. Not to this degree.
Of course.
And it was probably already assumed.
And this is Canada. Canada goes through a lot of shit.
Yeah, Canada's weird.
Yeah.
White people's fault as well. Lemieux told the Post that she would allow the direction of the board on what they mandated. She would follow. My bad, not allow. Lemieux told the Post that she would follow the direction of the board on what they mandated, but denied that she dressed in a provocative fashion. I don't think there's any problem with how I've dressed. It's the personal opinion of other people. I don't think I've dressed unprofessionally, she said.
Listen.
I hope this nigga's clowning.
This person got hired, and obviously they weren't hired that way.
Yeah, it is, nigga.
They weren't hired that way, which basically says...
Oh, yeah. You know, I didn't even think about that. You're right. There's no way that they hired this motherfucker
at all
already with big ass titties.
But you can see it's him right there. He looks more like a man right there. You see it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, obviously.
Right.
Well,
this is hilarious.
Yes, nigga.
This is hilarious.
I think it's funny though. I hope
I agree with you. I hope
he's just trying to be a contrarian.
Yeah. And do a documentary or get some money out of it. Do a
sure.
Do a what do you call it? GoFundMe and say, look, I need the operation. If you're gonna go that far, I mean, look how far he done went.
I mean, those are fake.
Right, but who knows?
Well, yeah, he might really be into that shit. I don't know.
You know?
Well, he won't need a surgery. He's a hermaphrodite. No transition necessary. So, transgender athlete wins 4 consecutive races, smashes record.
Hold on, let me do it in a British accent.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Transgender athlete wins 4 consecutive races and smashes record.
Insane. Ain't this nigga in Canada too?
Yep.
Canada up there wilding with this gay shit. It's America's fault. It's white people's fault. A 50-year-old Canadian transgender woman is racking up racing victories like nobody's business, according to reports. Tiffany Newell, a 50-year-old transgender woman, first started their transition.
Right.
First started their transition in 2017. In 2020, Newell claimed to meet the requirements set by the World Athletics Guidelines to allow transgender competitors. In February 2022, Newell made history as the first transgender woman to set a Canadian record on the track. So, really quick, if anybody knows, can you be, what the hell is it called? Can you be a transgender man or woman or whatever the fuck it is and still want to be called they? They and their and...
They're called whatever they want nowadays.
Clarification. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah,
I just want some clarity.
Oh, we need to find this before we're over. But in my film A New Life, where there's a scene where the two characters are arguing over what they should call the other character.
Right.
Him, her, him, her. That was actually that actually happened at a college.
Yeah, of course.
Where the colleges just recently, they did a meme of it where they were going, her, him, her. They were going back and forth. Hilarious. And I was like, boy.
Mm-hmm. But, we got about 10 minutes.
He, she.
Them, us, nosotros, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Anyway, did I say that right? I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, you did. Nosotros. That was good.
Yeah, sure.
We.
We.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Newell broke the Canadian woman's 45-49 record time, or 45 to 49-year-old record time by 6 seconds, which in track, that is a lot of fucking time.
It is. It's huge.
It's actually kind of slow.
But still, it's huge.
But it's a huge gap.
I mean, at 45 to 49.
45 to 49, yeah. The Canadian Masters Athletics Organization recently ratified Newell's record-breaking time.
Wow.
They ratified it. And if you don't know what ratify means, they basically said it was cool. They sanctioned it.
Yep.
All right. On January 8th, 2023, Newell won the women's 3,000-meter event at the Winter Mini-Meet for the 49-year-old cohort. In the days following, Newell would then go on to win the women's 5,000-meter event for the same age cohort.
Smashing.
Newell followed up these achievements February 5th. Newell followed up these achievements February 5th by winning first place in the 1,500-meter event for women aged 45-49. Following a birthday, Newell competed in a competition that ran from February 23rd through the 26th and repeated the accomplishment, winning the 1,500-meter race for the 50 to 54 women age group.
How the hell does that work? He's 50, so how is he?
He might identify as a different age, nigga.
Wow. So how is he running the 45 to 49?
Caitlyn Jenner would be proud. You know what I'm saying?
And then the 50 to 50.
Yeah, because that's 45 to 49 and then 50 to 54.
That's,
so
wow.
I don't know.
What the hell was going on?
He can identify. Oh, wait. They said he had a birthday.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
They did say he had a birthday.
Okay, all right.
So, all right, old nigga. In an interview with Running Magazine, Newell rebuffed critics. Newell asserted that personal comfort should dictate which races Newell competes in.
Wow.
Personal comfort.
Wow.
Now, that's a new one.
And it's going to be heard a lot more.
Oh, yeah. I think that's hilarious. Personal comfort. Well, personally, for my own comfort, when I come here to withdraw $100, I'm a lot more comfortable with it actually, with receiving that about 1 million times.
Sure, yeah.
I need that same $100 1 million times. If you
that
don't
goes to that Saturday Night Live. Take it.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy is a white person. Take it.
Absolutely.
You got all the money you need.
$100. I'm gonna need that 1 million times if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, for my personal comfort.
My own personal comfort. That dictates how much money or how many times you give me this $100 bill. Because I'm actually a time traveler. So every time you give it to me, I go back in time and I'm gonna need it again.
Do you care about my personal comfort?
Personal comfort matters. All right. He said, I mean, she did all this with an extra appendage handicap. What an inspiration. That was funny.
I don't know. I think it's all gone. I think the whole.
Oh, you think you fully transitioned or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like when you get your finger cut off, It still feels, I don't know, unless they did the glove trick or whatever and flipped this shit, tied the knot on it or whatever.
Oof.
I don't know how they do that. You know what I'm saying?
TMI.
My culture is not your costume. Lay the Muse. I don't know. It might be. Seems like who was the nigga that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre nigga was killing bitches and wearing their skin?
Leatherface.
Crazy.
Leatherface.
This is white people. Anyway, in an interview with Running Magazine, Newell rebuffed critics. Newell asserted that personal comfort should dictate which races Newell competes in.
That's crazy.
Well, prisoners should get that same right.
Yeah,
or do they lose that right because they're in prison?
Well, they probably lose it because most of them are black in their mind.
All right, well, how about this, nigga? When I have to show up for court for my own personal comfort, you know what I'm saying?
Your Honor, it's my personal comfort
that you go ahead and excuse me.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Anyway, 21, even a 17:22 puts the 49-year-old Newell in a position to challenge the Canadian W50 5,000 meter record set last year by multiple AG record holder Maria Zambrano. Results going back to 2003.
Damn, sorry,
that's
Maria.
Crazy, nigga.
Sorry, Maria.
She held that record for 20 years,
wow.
And now because women are goofy and they accept all of this tranny bullshit. Don't attack them. You're transphobic. You're homophobic. Leave him alone. Leave her alone. 20-year record holder.
Sorry,
that
Maria.
means that was pretty. That had to have been a pretty whatever
impressive.
Her time was. It had to have been an impressive time.
Yeah, for a woman.
Obviously. So she clearly had a very impressive record that she set, and now she about to lose it to a goofy motherfucker. And I'm gonna show y'all the picture if you're on YouTube. This nigga looks ridiculous. She gonna lose it. You know what I'm saying? A repeat of 1802 indoor would demolish the women's 50 record. Currently at 1858. Yeah, nigga, we talking about a whole minute fucking lap. You know, the policy makes sense for non-binary athletes, but I don't feel comfortable racing against men. Newell told.
Of course you don't, because you lose. Because you lose.
I don't feel comfortable. My nigga Eric says, sucks to suck, get better, Maria. You know what I'm saying?
Eric is on it.
The policy makes sense for non-binary athletes, but I don't feel comfortable racing against men, Newell told Running Magazine.
Sounds like to me he didn't get it cut off then. So it still must be there. Because if he's saying that, then that means there's a possibility.
What is non-binary?
Non-binary means that you don't identify with any.
But he said he's a bitch.
No.
At least I thought he said that.
Non-binary, cisgender. Oh,
yeah. Look. We can look it up, but I really don't care because I'm never gonna adhere to it. So, I'm a woman, and I feel most comfortable racing against women or other transgender women. I believe an open category can work if athletes can continue to race against athletes of the same gender.
The hypocrisy.
What hypocrisy? Oh, well,
in that article.
Their hypocrisy. Yeah, women's hypocrisy. So here's the thing. Women fought. You let them borrow your movement, the feminism, all of that shit. They're borrowing black people's civil rights, all of that. So we all joined in and said, no, leave him alone. That nigga's gay, but who cares? Give him a purse. Let him wear them jelly sandals. Too bad. He ain't hurting nobody. Being weird up at the school and shit. You know what I'm saying?
The fake breasts.
Yeah, he ain't hurting nobody. And now all of a sudden, because it does, now you guys are seeing some actual adverse effects. Serious effects. Because this actually is very serious. All jokes aside, women's history is now being replaced. By the same men
that you fought,
that you want to see their sensitive side. Let him show his sensitive side. No, he don't. Was he riding a bike? Put a helmet on him. All of those little things, y'all. You know, it's a joke, but it's a trope in television for a reason. Those sort of things, because women wanted men to be softer, and you forced it in your household. You forced it in your community. Forced it at school. Kids can't even laugh at each other no more. Can't talk about each other. Men can't be men around one another if a woman is present. None of that shit. This is what you get. So I hope that more niggas like him and Tiffany or whatever the fuck the one teacher's name is, nigga. It seems callous, but it's not even callous. I think that
you get what you ask.
You get what you ask for.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for is a thing for a reason, and I think that women should have to sit on this for a while.
Mm-hmm. And be the ones to make the difference.
And that's what I was about to say. You guys have to fix it yourselves.
You caused it and fix it.
You caused it. You wanted it. You letting them bitch ass niggas come and wear these training bras and shit while y'all changing together and all of that. That's what y'all wanted. Now you got it.
Yeah, that was.
Now you got it.
There's been a lot of incidents happening with that. A lot of incidents happening with that. People getting attacked and
grow
assaulted.
some balls, women. Get good. That's you know what I'm saying? But I genuinely believe, you got to deal with the consequences. And if you want it to change, guess what? Be the change that you hope for. All right? Be the change.
Yeah, you got to know no matter how much on the exterior that somebody changed, you can't change who they are on the inside.
Nope.
And if a man has been running as a man for
his whole life,
you can't expect him in a year to 2, 3 years, or 4 years be able to run like a woman. He's gonna run like a man dressed as a woman. Gotta show that photo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the picture. Glad you said that. So in closing, this weird ass nigga on his Twitter, we pulled this joint up earlier. You know what I'm saying?
That's wow.
Look, why is she trying to even put her arm around his shoulder? Why even try?
That might be one of his friends, though.
Yeah, who fully supports that dumb shit.
Yeah, she's 100% behind him. Somebody said that dude is a stud athlete. They're going in.
Man, listen.
When searching every recorded race on the entire planet on any and all possible criteria and variables, you found one trans person who won. If trans people do it to win, where are the rest?
That's bullshit.
They're kicking ass right now.
They go all the way down to middle school.
Yeah.
Trans individuals are invading female sports.
Hey, Steven. Mm-hmm.
They're invading female sports. Because understand, I don't support the overall idea of this at all. Mm-hmm. However, I do support you fucking ordered it, nigga, eat it. Mm-hmm. This is what y'all ordered. Eat it.
Yeah, a lot of young women have lost scholarship opportunities and stuff that they would normally have if they were running against other girls and other women who are actually women. Because you're not going to be able to make a difference. You're not keeping up. No, there's no way.
You're not keeping up. Mm-mm. Just because he put the bow on, but guess what? Mm-hmm. Nigga, he can still pick up a car or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So this is the goofiness that you asked for, and now you got this nigga got on them socks. You know what I'm saying?
And look, man, because we're talking about Jonathan Majors on Monday, right?
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, so that the pink, and we're going to clarify to you guys that pink is not.
It's not a masculine.
It's not. It's not.
Y'all
and it never will be.
If it wasn't, y'all wouldn't be doing gender reveals in blue and pink.
That's right.
And we can end it on that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tonight was actually pretty goddamn fun. Mm-hmm. I had an excellent time.
Yeah. You guys have a great weekend.
Yeah, enjoy the weekend. Go, go support our brothers, man. Go see Creed 3. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, thank y'all. I'm trying to pull up the song, so stall.
You got side weed, man. You got lay weed.
All right, there we go. All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone. It was funny.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was good.
Yeah. We go back to
muscles on his lonely path. I stay calm and fact. I've been on the grind so long, hoes can never call me that. Please keep it short. I don't speak for all the rap. I'm your mechanic. I don't want no parts of whack. Keep throwing darts and wax. I'll melt you. Every beat got a birthday. I just make it special. If you came to wrestle, maybe we can do that. Chapman, bring the dosage and show you where your shoes at. Exactly where the proof at. I ain't gotta prove stats. I don't need to hook up. I've been staying blue-black, straight from where the news at. Life-size showdown, story I survived. Made them live remotes down, painting what I wrote now. Hot imagine it. I'm a broke canvas. Every stroke is